Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So I think we can all agree that the NBA offseason is pretty much over, with the exception of waiting on like a few big name trades, like Ben Simmons or whatnot. But for the most part, every team, I would say their teams are pretty much locked in. So for today's video, we are going to react to Bleacher reports grading every NBA team's offseason. Now, you guys let me know in the comment section below, like, what grade would you give your favorite team? Did you like what they did? Are you disappointed? Did that really not do too much at all? Let me know in the comment section below. But here we go, guys. Grading every NBA team's NBA offseason. So the first one we have here is the Atlanta Hawks with the A-. Not a bad start for them right there. I thought getting John Collins back on a pretty good contract was definitely like a big time move for this team, because he does fit the team very nicely. And I know they did not really want to pay him like a max contract, so that was pretty solid. DeLon Wright is pretty good. I really like the rookies they got here, man. So yeah, A-. That does feel about right. Next up, we got the Boston Celtics with a B-. I would suppose so. I don't know. I don't think it was like all that bad, because they didn't like overpay for Evan Fournier, which is nice. I think what really saved their offseason was getting like Dennis Schroeder, because they got him on like a really good deal. Josh Richardson, I like him on the Miami Heat, so who knows what he can do with this team. Al Horford obviously knows the offense and defensive schemes of the squad and everything. So, they didn't really do like a big time splash, but I think kind of what the point of this offseason for them was to maybe set themselves up for 2022 to go for a guy like a Bradley Beal or whoever else is available, right, man? So, B-. Maybe in the short term, but in the in the long term, it might be an A- move or something like that, man, just because of being able to free up that cap space. Here we got the Brooklyn Nets with a B+. Yeah, Patty Mills. I keep on forgetting they got Patty Mills. Like, that was definitely big time. Good Spencer Dinwiddie replacement, just like knows how to get a bucket and everything. I know they got like Deron Sharp right there, who should be like a pretty solid rookie, but I don't know how quickly he's going to be able to help a team like the Brooklyn Nets based off their circumstance. I still would have liked them to get something in exchange, or some sort of interior center, because right now they're probably trading away DeAndre Jordan or buying him out or something. So I still think that's going to be a big time weakness for the squad next season, unless they are, just plan going like small ball lineup. And obviously losing like Jeff Green too was kind of big. So I don't know, B+, like, the rookies they got was pretty good, all things considered. Cam Thomas looked nice in Summer League, but it's also just Summer League. I would probably put them more in like a C+ range. I would look to see a little bit more. Next up we have, and I guess, like getting like Kevin Durant an extension, obviously maybe that makes it the damn B+, right? Here we have the Charlotte Hornets with the A- offseason. They definitely did address a lot of concerns with the team. I think getting Mason Plumlee, especially watching him on the Detroit Pistons, like, he is like a good serviceable center. Like, he's not demanding, but he's going to score on the inside, grab some rebounds, play some defense and everything. So that wasn't too bad. I still would have liked maybe somebody else. I think they should have took a chance on Andre Drummond, personally speaking, based off the contract he probably got with the 76ers. Oubre's cool and everything. Kerry Rozier in the extension's fine. As far as what they lost, like Devontae Graham, I feel like getting James Bouknight, like, that's a dude right there that can kind of fill up some nice guard minutes, so that's okay. Same with Malik Monk. It's like, they lost Devontae Malik, but I think they replaced the guys with some really nice basketball players. So, yeah, that's fine. Next up, we have the Chicago Bulls, really with a B? See, man, there's like a lot of people that feel like two ways about the Chicago Bulls. I feel like the Chicago Bulls had like an A+ offseason. I feel like based off their circumstance of, like, Zach LaVine being around for a few years, kind of getting probably a little bit impatient, trading for Vucevic last season, like, what they did this offseason is exactly what they needed to do, and I feel like they worked with the most of what was available, like getting DeMar and Lonzo Ball, two of the best free agents in the class. So, I mean, yeah, I think it was a damn A+. Like, I really like some of the moves they made, and I'm not saying they're going to win the championship next season, but, the Eastern Conference is going to be a lot closer than I think a lot of people probably think. Next up, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers with a C-. I'm still a little confused by Lauri Markkanen, but I also do get it. It's just, I think somebody in my comments said before, like $17 million for like a plan B. That's essentially what Lauri's going to be if Mobley and Jarrett Allen don't work out together. I think that was a little bit weird. And outside of that, they didn't really do too much more. Like, Ricky Rubio's fine. Evan Mobley obviously was the go-to pick in that circumstance. So yeah, that feels about right. I still want to see what they do with Kevin Love. Okay, next up we got the Dallas Mavericks with the C+. Totally disagree. I'm giving this team, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like a D-. We all know going into the offseason, there was at least rumors of Luka being disgruntled, and you don't want that. And I'm pretty sure he signed an extension. So, yeah, he got the 5 years, $207 million. So, I mean, that's a W in that standpoint, that you kind of get to, like, put that behind you of, like, Luka wanting to leave. But then again, we all know in today's NBA, like, it doesn't matter what your contract is. If you don't want to be on a team, you can force your way out of there. So, it gives you a little bit of comfort, but overall doesn't, be a bandage over the long-term thing that's going on. So, Yeah, as far as who they got, like I like Reggie Bullock, he's fine. Moses Brown, I think that kid's got a lot of potential, but they didn't really do too much more to add more around Luka. And yeah, just I would have liked to see something else. Next up, we got the Denver Nuggets with the B. And, yeah, they didn't really do all too much. They lost JaVale McGee, so he lost some height right there, which I guess kind of forces them to kind of go all in on Bobo as the backup center, which is probably about time to at least try that out. Like, he's just kind of sitting on the roster, wasting away. Jeff Green's cool and everything. He's definitely going to give this team a nice veteran presence. And Deshaun, Highland, or Bones, like they call him, will be just like a nice little guy to have out there just in case like Jamal Murray's not ready to go. So I like that pickup a lot too. I don't know if he appreciates me calling him a nice little guy. Yeah, just a nice little guy on the team, man. My bad. We got the Detroit Pistons with the B. Yeah, that feels about right. Outside of getting Cade Cunningham in the draft, which obviously defaulted to a B because we got our franchise guy. We didn't really do too much else. I love Diallo's contract. That was really cool. Kelly Olynyk, you know, like, I'm still on the fence where I'm like, yeah, I want to see what Luka Garza can do, but at the same time, like, Luka's also only like 22, so he's got plenty of years in him. So Kelly Olynyk will be nice in the short term. Yeah, it was a fine offseason. It was a hell of a lot stressful in the last room. We signed like 17 centers, and people were flipping left and right. We had Trevor Ariza for a hot second, and just like, I don't know, man. I think that was last offseason. I don't know. Last year was stressful, man. Like, that was not good time. So this is a bit better. Next up, we got the Golden State Warriors with the B+. I agree with this. I would actually maybe go closer to an A-. I keep on forgetting they got Otto Porter. That's absolutely huge. Like, for him to replace Kelly Oubre. The way that Kelly Oubre played on this team last season, I think is what they want. Is like, I think like what Otto Porter can like bring them is like what they wanted Kelly Oubre to be. But Otto Porter is just that guy. So, Bielitsa's cool. I love what they do with the rookies, Kuminga and Moody. So that's great. I still think maybe they need to address the backup point guard role. I don't think they, like, I know they got like that rookie or that Nico guy, I think his name is, but would still like to see maybe a bit more of a veteran presence running the bench unit, you know? Next up, we got the Houston Rockets with a B. I think they had, I'm going to say like an A-, man. Maybe even an A. I mean, look at what they lost. They lost Kelly Olynyk, so that's fine. But what they got, like Daniel Tice, he's nice. Always got to say it. But that rookie draft class, man, Jalen Green, Sengun, Josh Christopher, those guys all look like ball players out there, man. I don't really know what Garuba has been doing yet. I know he was in the Olympics and stuff, so I think you have to play a little bit in the summer league. But overall, man, like, yeah, that is a nailed draft. That is fantastic what they were able to do. Next, we got the Indiana Pacers. They got a B-. Yeah, that's fine. Like Rick Carlisle, I think, was the biggest move. Like, they got themselves a really good coach who obviously knows the Indiana Pacers because he used to coach there, you know, a long time ago. But at the same time, too, like, they didn't really, like, get too much. Like, Chris Duarte, he looks pretty damn solid. I think he'll be a really good rookie and everything and help them out right away. But at the same time, you know, like, I was kind of in the ballpark anyway where I kind of liked their lineup anyway. I wanted to see their lineup with good coaching and healthy, so maybe it was the right moves. Next up, we have the Clippers with an A-. Okay, really? I mean, you know, the signings, I'm always like, yeah, like, that. I guess that plays part to the grade, but, like, I didn't think Kawhi Leonard was really going to leave anyway. And outside of that, like, Keon Johnson's cool. Like, Eric Bledsoe is, like, a short-term Band-Aid at the point guard spot. I think A- is a little bodacious compared to some of the other things going on in this article. So, I'm going to say, like, a C+. It was fine. Like, maybe a little bit above average. Justice Winslow. I forgot they got him. That's pretty cool. Next up, we got the Lakers with the B+. I'm giving them a damn A+. I'm sorry. But what they gave up and what they got back in return, I think is elite, man. Like, yes, I get they lost Schroeder and Kyle Kuzma and KCP, but they got Russell Westbrook. Say what you want about him, man. Russell Westbrook is still one of the best point guards of our generation. Like, that's huge. And then they were able to convince all of these, not just, like, older players like Melo, but guys like Kendrick Nunn or like Malik Monk, guys that could have got really solid contracts somewhere else, to come on this team for like really small amounts. Like, that's huge. That's an A+ offseason. That's an A+ offseason. No doubt in my mind about it. Next up, we got the Memphis Grizzlies with the C+. Yeah, I guess so. I do like that they kind of like went in going for like Jarrett Culver. I think that's pretty cool and everything, but you know, Jonas Valanciunas was the better fit as center over Steven Adams, but also they were able to get their guy in Zaire Williams, so C+ is about right. Next up, we get the Miami Heat with the A+. So they were able to go out, get Kyle Lowry, PJ Tucker, Markieff Morris, all guys that just fit the culture of the team.
They got some guys re-signed. I'm going to probably toss it down to an A- because I'm really not a big fan of the extension of Jimmy Butler. I think it was a little bit rushed. I don't think they needed to do that this offseason. I think they could have waited a little bit on that because he still had 2 years left on his deal anyway. As far as what they lost, I mean, Dragic's cool, but he was part of the Kyle Lowry trade, so Kyle Lowry's better. Iguodala was not really much a big factor around the team. Yeah, they didn't really lose too much. None. I would like to see him back at the backup point guard spot. They still kind of need a backup point guard, but they'll be okay. Next up, we got the Milwaukee Bucks. I think all things considered, this team just winning a championship. I think it was a really good offseason. George Hill fits in. He knows the offense and everything like that, man. Grayson Allen, a nice hustle player. Rodney Hood can be a guy at times that plays basketball, so that's fine. Yeah, that seems about right. And they lost PJ Tucker, who I'm not gonna lie, man. PJ Tucker's getting kind of old, so I'm kind of happy they didn't pay him too much money. And Bryn Forbes, I feel like he can be replaced. Next up, we got Minnesota with a C-. They definitely did not address a lot of the defensive issues in what was on this team. They didn't really address the power forward position. Yes, Taurean Prince can play the 4 spot, but I don't know if it's going to be ideal. And Patrick Beverley, is he still even on the team? I don't remember, man. Patrick Beverley's going to be flipping all over the place. Now, I guess he helps defensively, but regardless, this team, I think probably could have done some more. So, and who knows? Maybe they're the team that ends up getting Ben Simmons, and that grade totally changes from a C- to a damn A- or something. We got the Pelicans with a D+. I disagree on this. For one, right, this is the team that got Trey Murphy, right? I don't know why his name's not popping up here. Right? That was the Pelicans. Because Valanciunas is better than Steven Adams. Devontae Graham, I like Lonzo Ball better, but Devontae wasn't a bad short-term replacement at least. Satoransky's nice. Willie Green will be an interesting head coach. Love the re-signing of Josh Hart. So, I think a D+ is a little bit harsh. I think it's a little bit harsh. Valanciunas makes them a better team. We got the Knicks with an A-. I'm going to give them an A+. You got Kemba Walker for a 1-year, $8 million contract. Enough said. I don't care what you say about Kemba Walker. 1 year for $8 million is elite. That's fantastic. So, and you got Julius Randle signed up to a pretty good deal at 4 years, $117 million. Yeah, they had a really good offseason. We got the OKC Thunder with the C-. So, yeah, they got Josh Giddey. Trey Mann looks pretty solid. Derek Favors is the guy that will play center for this team, I guess. Nothing crazy. I think getting the extension of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, knowing that he is a big part of this team and everything like that, and not somebody that's just here for right now, because people were the OKC Thunder with all their draft pick woes, they're going to end up trading him away eventually for more draft picks, and yeah, okay, that's fine. We got the Orlando Magic sitting at a B-. Love that they got Jalen Suggs. I still think he's the perfect fit. I don't think this team's quite done yet making moves because Jalen, Markelle Fultz, RJ Hampton, they got Gary Harris on the team, probably other dudes I'm forgetting about. Some choices have to be made there. So, yeah, we'll see. We got Philadelphia B- or incomplete until the Ben Simmons trade. So let's assume Ben Simmons is part of the team because he currently is. Getting Drummond as a backup center, I think's pretty damn awesome. That's once again, say what about Andre Drummond, him as a backup center is one of the better backup centers of the NBA, right? So, Danny Green and Furkan are back on the team. They didn't really do too much outside of that, but we'll see what happens with Ben Simmons. Next up, we got the Phoenix Suns at a B+. Yes, I love some of their additions because the team was already set, in my opinion, but re-signing CP3. Love they got JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee is exactly what this team needed as a backup center behind DeAndre Ayton. So, yeah, they're going to be ready to go again next season. Here we got Portland with the B. I disagree, man. I give them a D-. You look at the names as the key arrivals. None of those names are going, with the exception of my dude, head coach Chauncey Billups. None of those names are going to keep Damian Lillard happy. So, and I just read a report about how they're going to try to build around Damian Lillard. I'm like, what the hell have you guys been doing for the past 10 years? You know what I'm saying? So, none of those names keep Damian happy. So, in one more slip up in the playoffs or, really not so great regular season, Damian's going to be gone. So, I don't know, man. I would have liked to see them do a few more things. We got Sacramento Kings with the C+. They got some depth out of it. Davion Mitchell definitely helps this based off how he performed in the Summer League and MVP and everything, so that really helps out a lot. We got the Spurs with a D+. Kind of a weird offseason because Obviously by no longer have Rudy Gay, Patty Mills, DeMar DeRozan, and obviously LaMarcus Aldridge last season, you really thought this team was like going to go into like this youth type of thing, and then getting guys like Thaddeus Young really doesn't make sense because he definitely doesn't help the team out. And Dougie McBucket's good 3-point shooter, but I don't really know how he fits into a long-term rebuild. So yeah, I don't know. I would, but then again, maybe they're doing things to put themselves in a situation to tank and get top draft picks. Here we have Toronto Raptors with a B. Yeah, I really think True. I think he'll be a good addition to this team, and he's only going to be in his second year, so who knows what he can be. Scotty Barnes, Raptor fans really embracing him, which is nice. They got Steve Mikhailuk, great 3-point shooter, Goran Dragic doesn't really want to be there, but we'll see what happens. That's still some trade. That's still some trade bait at least, right? Here we have the Utah Jazz. Rudy Gay helps out the squad. Hassan Whiteside, good backup center. Eric Paschall. Yeah, I think he'll get a bigger role on the squad and maybe eventually even a starter of this team. I really think he could be that in the future. So. And yeah, obviously Mike Conley back too is nice. Then we got the Washington Wizards with an A-. So all things considered, Russell Westbrook did not work out nicely with Bradley Beal. So the fact that they were able to flip him in exchange for Dinwiddie, Kyle Kuzma, and KCP, Montrezl Harrell is big time. That's a really good trade. I guess it wasn't Dinwiddie, but I guess financially speaking, it probably free up some cap space there or whatever. But no, man, really good trade. Corey Kispert is going to be good for the team and everything. So I'm happy about it, man. Like I feel like Russell Westbrook and the Washington Wizards, it just didn't work out, and that's okay. But at the same time, they were able to get guys that can like help right now, as opposed to like flipping them for like an older CP3, which I guess actually kind of worked out for. How the hell did Chris Paul has been all over the place lately, hasn't he, man? Because I guess he was on the Rockets and they got traded to OKC, and then he was out. Yeah, for Russell Westbrook, that's how it went. Okay, yeah, I was just like, yo, like the timetable in my mind, man. But that's all we have for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. Do you agree with these grades? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.